Hey guys, what's up? Yeah. I'm actually gonna do a little rant. Yu-Gi-Oh rant here. Cause this is really driving me fucking insane. Like, people don't understand, like, psychics are the one card type that I put a lot of work into, and I know how to work the cards. I understand why these cards are invented. And TG Psychics, a lot of people are starting to build this deck. Out of nowhere. It's like... And then, my opinion is they're not building it correctly. Because, I mean, yeah, you're trying to fit in all the cards and stuff, but sometimes you can't do that. Like, the reason you don't run Overdrive Teleporter is because, well, you're running less targets for him to search out, and you'll draw most of them anyways, and they can all be searched out via Serene Psychic Witch, so you don't need to run Overdrive Teleporter. Like, in my Psylocke build that I ran him. I ran Overdrive Teleporter. I ran him at 1 because you only needed 1. And the reason I ran him at 1 is because I didn't always summon him, but I could always ditch him with Hush Psychic Cleric, and I could always remove him with Hush Psychic Cleric too, and then Psychic Field Zone him back. Him in a level 3, so I ran Psychic Commanders over Mental Seekers, but I'm starting to understand why Mental Seekers is a little bit better now, because it works better with the flow of the deck. But the reason I chose Psychic Commander over Mental Seeker is because Psychic Commander could hold a zone, but that doesn't make Mental Seeker a useless card. It's just I went for a little bit more effectiveness. Even though it wouldn't have stayed on the field, it was just in case I drew it, I could just normal summon it and it could hold its own. See what I mean? Stuff like that. I chose Psychic Commander because it could hold its own. That doesn't mean Mental Seeker's useless, like I said. Side Beast. I personally think that card is useless for anything I would use it for, but I'm pretty sure someone out there would use it. Reason my Master got banned was it was completely fucking busted in Psychics. And then I made up a card, I'm not going to reveal what that card is, and we test played it just to see how it would work in Psychics. Busted as fuck. It really broke Psychics, so I was like, this card can't exist. Well, it'd be nice if it did, but it would break Psychics. It would bring them back from the dead, and it's just, oh shit, we fucked up type thing, you know what I mean? And I even put stipulations on it that didn't interfere with anything that Psychics normally do now, and it was still pretty bad. So, you know, we test played a card. Hint, hint, Konami. Fucking Kevin. Listen to this video. Watch this video. Test play. Keyword, test play. When you test play something, you'll realize how fucked up it is, and you won't make the same mistake. See how that concept works? Anyways. One thing that just really irritates me about TG Psychics is now that everybody's trying to build them. I don't even know why. And they're not understanding why certain cards are existing. They're like, oh, you shouldn't run Psychic Nightmare because he requires a Psychic monster to synchro with. Yeah? So? Scrap Synchros require scraps. Gustos require gusto monsters. Vers require specific materials to overlay. Those cards aren't bad. They're good for that deck. See what I'm saying? You're like, oh, you shouldn't run Hyper Psychic Blaster because he's a level 9. Yeah, that's really fucking easy to make with Psychics. I mean, shit. To make him, I can make him in 1 turn. And it wasn't hard. All you needed to do was just have Emergency Teleport, summon out a level 3 tuner, special summon that out, special summon Armored Axing Kicker. There you go. Level 9 right there, and it took you 2 cards in hand to bring out a level 9 Synchro. Not hard to do. Overmind? Some people are like, oh, Overmind's better. No, he's a lot harder to summon than Hyper Psychic Blaster. Because he's a Trish status. He needs 1, I think it's 1 tuner, or 1 Psychic tuner, and 2 or more non-tuner Psychic monsters. That is harder to make. That's why I always Psychic Field Zoned him out. I never once actually synchroed for him. And that was fine, because I needed his effect to just remove a bunch of stuff so that I can swarm the field. That's all that really was for. And I mean, there was an endless loop with that thing. You bring out 2, and you just remove 1 for the other, and you just keep doing the loop over and over and over again. It wouldn't get you anywhere. Although you could OTK somebody with Cannon Soldier with that, I realized, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, that's neither here nor there for this rant. Anyways, it's just, it pisses me off when people don't understand why certain cards exist. I mean, those cards exist for a reason. Hyper Psychic Blaster is so easy to make. All you need to do, in my new deck, Hyper Psychic Blaster can come out really easily. Because of how fast my deck synchros now, because I'm scrapping TG Psychics, going something a little bit faster, more consistent, and more control-based. And I've test-played this deck, and bad matchups were Agents, of course, and random DD decks that you don't really see too often, you know? Or poorly built ones and I just got shitty draws, something like that, you know what I mean? But don't say... What pisses me off about Psychics is when people say this card is bad and that you shouldn't run it, it's like, maybe because you don't see a use for it, doesn't mean it's not good. I mean, before I was playing Psychics back when we didn't have a level 6 tuner specifically for Psychics. It was either Gaia, Goyo, before he got banned. I can't remember if Bartgam wasn't around when I first started. But we didn't have specific synchros. And now that we do, it's like, a level 6 is so fucking easy to make with Psychics. It's so easy to make a level 6 synchro with Psychics. I mean, shit, most of the stuff that came out was 2, 3, and 4. 6s are so easy to make with them. It's not even funny. They make 6s like it's their job, you know what I'm saying? And good thing Goyo's banned. Hint, hint. Anyways, but yeah, like, you know what? I'm gonna post the, I'm probably gonna do a separate rant of why each card is good. But, like, seriously. Let me go to the, Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki real quick and pull up all the Psychic, synchros and support and stuff, and I'll explain why a lot of these cards are good. As soon as Google Chrome stops being slow. Alright. Like, Psychics came a long way. And people don't understand that. When life points were everything to a Psychic deck, yeah, Hyper Psychic Blaster was your fucking saving grace. He was your boss monster. When his ass came out, it was like, oh shit, because he has piercing. You gain life points equal to whatever you dealt. I mean, shit, Thought Ruler's the same way. When he kills a monster, you gain attack equal to its... Or you gain life points equal to attack, my bad. Those cards are fucking good. And they're easy to make. 8s are easy to make. 9s are easy to make. 6s, 7s, 5s. My Psychic build could effectively summon everything. I mean, shit, I even use Psychic Emperor over a second Overdrive. Because it could be special summon. It was a level 6, so Thought Ruler could come out. With Mind Master, Psychic Life Trance could come out. Hyper Psychic Blaster came out effectively, and you gained massive life points from that card. Really fucking good. Really good stuff. But I just don't understand why people are like, oh, this card's bad, you shouldn't run it, because it requires specific materials. There's a lot of synchros that people use that require specific material. What do Fableds require? Specific material for their synchros. Gustos. Gishkis require... Well, Gishkis don't. I can't really say them because they don't synchro, but they... Rituals are... they're okay. I mean, that deck is annoying. Don't get me wrong. It's neither here nor there. But I digress. Neither here nor there. But it just irritates me when people are like, oh, that card's bad, you shouldn't use it. It's like you don't understand why it has the potential to be good. Like, Horn of the Phantom Beast. Before that kid topped with it, me and my friend were like, oh, this card's good, because he built a beast deck around the unicorns, and it was a fucked up deck, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, my Psychics couldn't take it half the time, but I mean, it was a good deck, and Horn of the Phantom Beast was part of the deck, and then some kid tops with it, and like, oh, now you got a bandwagon this thing. No, just... People need to change their perception of Yu-Gi-Oh! I swear to God, they need to change their perception of this game. Like, there's a lot of cards that people are like, oh, I have to run them because they're good. Yeah, okay, you gotta run them because they can help your deck, but don't try to fit them in there just because everybody else is running them. I mean, shit, the same thing with MST. Really, I would run 3 MSTs if Heavy Storm was banned. That's the only way. But you've got 2 MSTs and a Heavy Storm, you don't need a 3rd MST. I think that's kind of the reason why everybody doesn't run 3 MSTs, because you don't need it. You got Heavy Storm and 2. I mean, that should suffice. That should be enough destruction. And, yeah. Monsters, synchro monsters that require specific material are not bad. They are not bad at all. I mean, shit. Infernities. Guilty of this to a T. 100-Eyes Dragon needs a dark tuner. And then one or more non-tuner fiend types. The whole fucking deck is dark fiends. Well, except for Infernity Beetle, which is an insect, and then I think there might be one other. They had no problem synchroing at all. So you can't say that a card that requires specific material to synchro is a bad card. Just because you don't have a use for it, doesn't mean shit. TG Psychics, they can make Trishula like it's their fucking job. They can make a 9. It's not hard to do. Because all you'd have to do is just make Psychic Life Transfer, and then use Esper Girl to go into Hyper Psychic Blaster. There you go. You just completely made a fucking level 9, and it didn't take you much to do it. See what I'm saying here? See why people are generally not getting the idea of why cards exist and why they're good? Like, some Psychic cards, I didn't run them because they didn't work for my deck, and I deemed them kind of useless. Like Life Force Harmonizer. I didn't rely on the field spell too much, and I never built up the counters to where it would OTK me, so... Plus, I ran Rainbow Life, so it was just a kind of a Psychokinesis becoming a plus instead of a negative. See, cards like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, it irritates me when people are like, oh, I can't run that card because it sucks. No, it doesn't suck, you just don't have a use for it. So I come to the conclusion, no card in this game sucks. Well, maybe a few do, but beyond that, it's just people need to change the way they look. And I think I've gone on long enough, 12 minutes rant about this. So, yeah, I'll probably do another rant continuing this later. But, yeah, see you later.